Hi, and welcome to Yoga with Tim. I wanted to share with you a little bit about my journey with sciatica and back pain. I want to share with you what I did to make it worse, and then eventually how I helped to heal my sciatica and back pain. So when I was about 22 years old, I'd already been practicing yoga, and I had an injury from surfing. When I came back to practicing yoga, the pain was still there, and what I was trying to do was eradicate the pain by stretching deeply into it. I found this to exaggerate the pain. So what I always tell people when they're attempting to recover from some type of pain is to start to restore movement, but not to try to stretch the pain away or massage the pain away. I found that by attacking the tissues, that it actually aggravated the situation because it tended to inflame the nerves, and then I would be in more pain. So the way that I healed from it myself was by approaching it from a balanced way, by taking my whole being into consideration, body, mind, and spirit, taking it into consideration my nutrition, my stress levels, my quality of rest, and quality of movement. And what I had to do was back off a little bit from how I used to move and how I wanted to go back into practicing yoga and back into my other activities, hiking, surfing, etc. And I had to have a plan which incorporated rest as I reintroduced these activities. The thing that would always make it worse was by trying to go back to a level of exercise and movement right away that I had to slowly rebuild instead. So what I had to take into consideration was my stress levels, not just the stress of the physical exercise, but what was going on in my life, because that all has an effect on how we're able to heal, and that I was allowing time in between my activities to rest and recover, getting enough sleep, and having adequate nutrition. In addition to that, I want you to consider that while you're stretching and remobilizing the tissues, is to focus on the tissues around. So for example, remobilizing the hips, the ankles, the knees, the thoracic spine, and the shoulders. And while restoring movement to all of these areas, because it has probably been some time since we've had good movement into those areas, it will start to make the compression on the sciatic nerve hopefully start to lessen, because the body is all connected. And so when I did this, and instead of trying to jam or to stretch aggressively, to consider a more balanced stretch. So I want you to think of a stretch on a scale of 1 to 10, and you're just looking for a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. Not trying to do the most extreme stretch, like you're going to get rid of all the pain in one session by stretching aggressively. Forget about that idea. Just think, I'm slowly mobilizing and I'm approaching from a balanced sense. And this is actually more beneficial for the nervous system, because when we do an aggressive stretch, it tells the nervous system is cued to fight back, and we actually create more tension. So I want you to think about, as you're practicing this sequence today, look for that balanced way. Take it easy, slowly over time. Integrate this sequence into your routine every other day, 3 days a week, making sure you're taking time to recover in between. And then, as you feel your body adapting to it over the next few weeks and months, you can start to add more. See if you can do it 4 or 5 days a week. In addition to that, one thing that my teacher always strongly suggested, I had the benefit of studying with Anna Duluri, who was the foremost in therapeutics in the Los Angeles area. Many teachers traveled to study with her. And one thing that she would tell people is that this work is great that we're going to do. This yoga is so beneficial and healing for your body. But we are bipedal hominids. We are designed to walk, and we need to restore what we're designed to do. So in addition to this, her suggestion was to always incorporate at least working up to 3 times a week for 30 minutes a day, walking. And so that could just start off real easily. It could start off a 5-minute walk a few days a week, then 10, slowly building it up if you don't have any walking practice. And this is so important for the muscles of the legs, and it starts to make the spine healthier as we learn to walk again. And as we get healthier in the joints, it will help to benefit the spine. The legs are the gateway to the spine, so we can alleviate some of that compression. It's thought that the compression in the sciatic nerve and the lumbar spine creates the pain, numbness, and tingling that we get down the legs. And that's what started to happen for me. That compression to my lower back started off as back pain, then started working its way down the leg. I was getting that numbness and tingling. And through regular dedication to restoring movement while taking time to rest, that was all beneficial. Now, I want to throw one other thing in there, because I mentioned that we're body, mind, and spirit. And the mind and the spirit can have an effect on what's going on. And there's a lot that is unconscious. Different stress, different emotions that can be held down by the unconscious because they might be too painful to address. The stresses that we're going through, what the mind can do for us is to just hold those down so they're not at the forefront. And when that happens, we can start to get overwhelmed by this. And this can lead to physical symptoms. So I got turned on to this idea through actually myself from the work of Carl Jung, but kind of the godfather of this work in how it relates to pain in the body and its physical manifestations is a guy named Dr. John Sarno. And if you haven't checked that out, this is an important part of the healing practice, is considering what the emotions can do. So if you've tried everything, if you're doing this for a couple months and you're still not seeing the results that you want, I highly recommend checking out the book Healing Back Pain. And it will address the emotional component. And while we want to start to restore movement through a program like this, that's going to be important as well. After we go through this sequence together, I'm going to recommend at the end that you check out my course, which helps you to remobilize the tissues and then eventually add some strengthening work, because anything in our body that we need to mobilize, we want to think of restoring its range through flexibility and then strengthening that range to help to bulletproof the body. So I have 2 courses for that on my conscious movement community, which I'm going to link below in the description as well as the first comment. And I highly recommend that you check that out after you've been practicing this class for a while, that you start the course, the back pain course, which leads to eventually the strengthening course. All right, let's get started. Begin lying down so we can really relax. Come into Ardha Savasana with the knees bent, the feet down onto the ground. As you turn the palms up, just take a deep breath in through your nose and then blow out through your mouth like you're blowing through a straw. Feel all the air go out and relax. One more time like that, okay? Breathe in. Now we'll switch to yogic breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. But feel that feeling of release and calm when you breathe out. Good. Now take your arms out to the side. With your feet the width of your mat, let your knee swivel over to the right like windshield wiper legs as you look to your left. Then come back to center, knees swivel to the left as you look to your right. Back to center, swiveling side to side. As you inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, let the knees swivel. So if taking the knees far over feels painful, just go a little, just go a third of the way or maybe halfway. But if you feel that you can go without any pain, then go for it. Just remember, pain, no gain. So just go into the range that feels appropriate for your body. Don't try to mimic what I'm doing. Instead, feel what's working for you today. Good. Now, I want you to be close to the edge of your mat. So if you're not already, scoot yourself down. And we're going to gently hold the right knee in, and let's just slide the left leg out along the ground, and then slide it back in. Again, slide left leg out, slide back in. One more time, slide out, and slide in. Set the right foot down, change sides, hug left knee in, slide right leg out. Use your muscles in your leg to slide back in. 2 more. Exhaling to let the leg go. Inhaling to come back. Last one. Good. Now change legs. And as you hold your right knee, let's take the right arm up and reach back. And then slide left leg out. Now let's do the arm and the leg at the same time. Reach the arm up as you slide the leg in and reach back out. Slide in and reach out. Now hold the reach position, open your right arm to the side, and take your right knee over a third of the way. Feel no pain. Maybe you can go a little further. Don't force, just feel the stretch that feels appropriate for you. The right shoulder drops. Let the body relax. Come back to center. Set the right knee down. Let's change legs. Hug the left knee in. Take the left arm up and over as you slide the right leg out. Come back. 2 more times. Hold the stretch position. Open the arm to the side as you take the knee over a third of the way, maybe halfway, maybe all the way. I'm just showing a third of the way. Honor your back. Don't force, don't jam. Just remember you're just scratching the surface of the practice here. Each time you come back, you're going to feel more open, like the body will be inviting you deeper into the stretches. Come back to center. Now, bring both knees to your armpits, and if it feels okay to, we'll just gently rock side to side. If it doesn't, just hold statically. Relax and let go. Good, now set your feet down. Open arms to the side again. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. As you hold here, rotate your right thigh so that your right knee moves away from you. And now see if you can lift your left leg up off the ground and bring the knee up towards you and then set it back down. If it feels painful on your back to lift and lower, then I want you to just hold statically. Otherwise, lift and lower 3 times. At the end of the third one, as we hold here, some might be able to weave the hands in and hold the back of the left leg. but don't force it. Slow, steady breathing in and out through your nose. Let each exhalation help you to relax deeper. Set that left foot down. Now, take the back of the right leg, and I want you to just gently stretch the right leg towards straight, and then rebend. 5 times here. Straighten and rebend. Don't force it straight. If it only goes halfway or 2/3 of the way, whatever it goes, just honor that. Notice how I let the thigh go away from me a little bit as I straighten. And then hold in your straightest position without shaking. If you're shaking, it might be a little too much on the nerves. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Rebend that. Hug in gently. And release. Open the arms to the side. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Hold here. Or you can do the lifting and lowering to mobilize the hip. Ultimately, we want to be able to do the mobilizations, but if the back is really in spasm and painful, you might just hold statically. Just holding like this. All right, so either holding phase 1 of the stretch, simple cross leg, or bringing the leg in and holding the back of the right leg. So the sciatica is an issue with a compression of the lumbar spine. A disc can get compressed, put pressure on the nerve, sending pain down the leg. This is most commonly what doctors currently think is causing sciatica. By helping to mobilize, we can start to allow for the body to heal itself so that that pain will slowly diminish over time. There's some other theories which I'll share at the end of class, which can be a good way to help to complement the physical practice that you're doing. Set your right foot down, hold the back of the left leg, and then stretch towards straight and rebend 5 times. And then hold the 5th one and breathe for 3, 2, 1. Gently hug that knee in. Nice. Set your foot down. Okay, now we're going to do some rocking and rolling for the lumbar spine. So round your lower back down into the ground, tuck your buns, and then gently arch your lower back as much as feels comfortable for you. Like you're flipping your buttocks, tailbone, sit bones down into the ground. Now curl the buttocks towards the backs of the knees as you round the lower back, and then reach the buttocks down into the ground as you arch your lower back. If that feels too gnarly, just do little tiny movement. Still too gnarly, just relax here. Good. Now roll over to your side. And we'll try to make that a more global movement, a bigger movement for the spine by doing cat-cow. So from hands and knees, we'll try rounding the back And then going into extension. Any amount that feels appropriate for you. If just a little extension is too much, just err on the side of doing less today. Moving with the breath. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale into the rounded spine. Now come into neutral and we'll do a couple of rocks to child's. Now these are good to mobilize the hips and shoulders, but just feel what's appropriate for you. We'll stretch the hips back towards the heels and then come forward. Exhale to stretch back. Inhale to come forward. 2 more. Exhale, glide back, whatever degree is appropriate for you. Last one we'll hold for 3, 2, 1. Good job. Come back up and make your way to seated. Sit with your legs out in front of you. So if the hamstrings are very tight, it might be difficult to sit up straight. You could put a cushion underneath your hips, a block or something. Then you'll cross your right ankle on the outside of your knee. If you don't have a cushion, you can lean back so that it's not uncomfortable to sit up tall. Then twist. Wrap your left elbow around your knee and twist to your right. Gently hold your knee towards your midline as you twist. Take a slow breath down. Visualize your breath going down your spine towards the root of your spine. Feel your spine decompress with that breath. Keep visualizing the breath moving like this. And if your vibration is a little faster, if you're holding a lot of stress and tension in your body, visualize like you could more match the vibration of nature. So if you're like, what would a tree be like? What would it feel like if I was in nature right now? Come back to center. Change sides. Gently guide your knee towards the midline without forcing or straining. Notice where your body's holding the tension, where it's resisting. Take a breath all the way down. And as you exhale, feel that the body can release deeper into the pose. And just notice how powerful and healing our breath is. And release that. Come back to center. You should feel amazing after this. Now, if you have extra time to, I'm going to recommend that you lie down with your legs up the wall. So just look like this, with your hips about 1.5 feet away from the wall, the heels at the wall like so. But lying down in this position is going to help the body to really relax and to receive all the benefits of the work that we did. The last thing that I'd like you to consider is that our health is mind, body, and spirit. So what we're doing right now helps to affect the physical body, but there is a mental component as well. If you're undergoing a especially stressful or painful part of your life right now, and this is when your back pain came on, I'm going to suggest that in addition to learning to move again without pain, that you look at a book by Dr. John Sarno called Healing Back Pain. And this can take into consideration the mental and emotional components that go into our health, which are often overlooked. Lastly, I want to encourage you to stay on this program with me and check out my Yoga for Back Pain series that I put on my subscription service called the Conscious Movement Community. I'm going to put a link below in the description as well as the first comment. This is a 5-part series that will help you to move more freely and to help to get your movement back so that your body can heal itself. It's great that we did this practice together, but I want to take you step by step to moving towards moving pain-free again. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Let me know how you feel, if this practice helped you. Namaste.